Hey friends, we're back today with another at-home self-massage myofascial release video. My goal today is to not blather on into the void and actually make a myofascial release video that's like less than 10 minutes long. So let's see where we get. Today we'll be using the tune-up balls in the tote and we're going to place them on a block. You can set your block up wherever feels comfortable, and the block is totally optional. You're welcome to do this work on the ground if the block doesn't feel like it's serving you. We'll be rolling our forearm extensors today. So if you have a job where you type a lot, if you are a rock climber, this is what it looks like when you climb rocks. You climb rope, ladders, or have a job where you use a lot of manual dexterity, you're holding on to things with your hands. We tend to have a lot of tension in our forearm extensors, and we very rarely target these exercises with stretches. It's really challenging to do so. So myofascial release is a really lovely option. Can help release the kind of pressure that eventually leads to things like tennis elbow and carpal tunnel. It's a really nice exercise to work into a regular routine, especially if you have like a line working job or a desk job. We'll start with our left forearm, palms together, thumbs up to the sky, and then point your thumbs to the left. We're rotating the left side, left top of our forearm down and placing it on the tune-up balls. You'll start right away by moving into movement here, rolling up towards the top of your block, and then down towards the bottom. And again, you can do this work on the ground. Your motion might be a little bit bigger then. Thumbs are pointing out to the side. We're pressing down into the forearms as we roll up and down. I'm making my way downtown, walking fast. No, I'm making my way to about halfway down my forearm and then up towards the base of my wrist. No need to roll over the bony protrusions at the top of your wrist. Doesn't serve us to roll directly or aggressively onto bone. We want to keep the motion, the rolling, in the muscle bed. Tons of little muscles that run up the back of our forearm here to create that extension motion of our fingertips, that curling in action. That part of your arm that maybe bulges a little bit when you're trying to open that jar of salsa. I'm a hot salsa girl. You can tell me what kind of salsa you like in the comments. It's the kind of quality conversation I want to have. Unless you're a mild salsa person, then I'm not interested. Get out of here. No, I'm joking. I wonder if anyone else finds me funny. Anyways, options here. You can stay exactly where you are or make your way onto your hands and knees for a little bit more sensation. Coming into more of a tabletop shape, your shoulder is aligned relatively over your elbows if you're in this shape, and your hips are doing some of the movement. This is a ton of pressure for me, so I'm going to set my bum back down towards my heels, remembering that less is more with this kind of work. I'm a lefty, so we started on the left arm, and I'm expecting to feel probably more sensation on my dominant arm because I contract those muscles more often. This is the hand I write with. The hand I do not play hockey with because I can't skate. The hand I don't know what the last sport I did is. Maybe swung a baseball bat. No, you use two hands for that. Elena, stop talking. Okay, we're going to move down a little bit lower to focus on the bottom of the forearm here. Rolling down towards your elbow, but not all the way down. And then moving up to about the middle of your forearm. It can be a small motion. Down towards the bottom, up towards the middle of the forearm. You will probably notice one part of your forearm feels grosser than the other. For me, the part closer to the wrist felt a bit more intense. We don't stress muscle fiber evenly. And there's a lot of area here that the muscles run through. So just noticing what are the areas where we carry tension. I want you to pay attention as you roll to find the spot that maybe feels the tightest, the grossest, the spot that maybe made you like hitch your breath or hold your breath a little bit. Can you adjust the tune-up ball so it's under that spot? For me, it's a little bit closer towards my wrist. And then our thumbs are pointing out towards the left, and we're going to find a little rotation at the wrists here. So I'm rotating my thumbs to face down towards the earth, and then back towards the left. This is rolling against the grain of our fascia. So it looks like this. My thumbs are out to the left. I'm dropping them down towards the earth, and then coming back to center. We won't do this for too long. This is quite an intense sensation here. Again, option to be in that tabletop position to apply some more pressure, or easing off, bum towards the heels. You can bring your knees in a little closer, really playing around with the stance to find a version of the self-massage that you can breathe through. You guys know breath, so essential to being able to do this work in the way that's most beneficial for us. One more time, thumbs drop down towards the earth and come back through center, coming off, rolling out the wrists. You might even take your hand to the back of the left forearm and just notice how it feels. It can feel quite warm, or might feel a little puffy. You might grab your right forearm around the wrist and just rotate the skin. This is our shearing action. Myofascial release helps improve the slide and glide functionality between the layers of fascia, skin, and muscle tissue. So you might notice a degree of ease here and compare it to your right arm. Okay, it might feel exactly the same, or it might feel slightly different. Same with opening and closing the fingertips. Might feel the same, or might feel a little bit different. When you're ready, we'll move over to the right arm. Again, fingers interlaced, thumbs up to the sky, and then point your thumbs out to the right. We're starting with that upper portion of your wrist and rolling down to about the middle of your forearm. Not quite at the very top of your wrist, just below, and then down to the middle of your forearm. You might be able to play with your stance a little bit, coming into tabletop here, even if you didn't do tabletop on the other side, just noticing the differences. I was expecting more tension on my left side, on my dominant side, my baseball playing side, than on my right. And in my body, that is true. Today, my right feels great, the left felt terrible. Still good to roll both. I caught myself holding my breath, so I'm going to unclench the jaw, find a little softness, relaxing the muscles around my eyes. If you're feeling brave, you might even close your eyes. You might roll your tune-up balls off your block. Super common in this guy. That's okay. I want you to go a little slower. Really noticing where along the back of your forearm do you feel the sensation the most? It can be hard to differentiate these subtle sensations, so it's okay if I ask that kind of question. You're like, I have no idea. It feels fine, or it all sucks. That's okay too. Perfectly valid response. But doing this kind of subtle, specific work is how we build that proprioceptive ability. We're training not only our body, but our brain, our nervous system, to understand what sensation feels like at certain points in the body, to better be able to accept sensory information as we apply pressure to a specific muscle. Like, when's the last time you thought about your forearm extensors, the back of your forearms? When's the last time you actively tried to feel something with the surface of your body? Doing this work is the practice to build our brain's ability to intake information. Can we move up to the middle of the forearm and then towards your elbow? Again, we're not rolling onto the bone of the elbow. We're just moving the focus of the massage up your forearm a little bit. This feels absolutely fine to me. I perceive not a ton of sensation here. And that's okay. Uh-oh, getting close to the 10-minute mark. Well, we're not going to rush. We're just going to live with it. That's the thing about myofascial release. Like, you can't really do it fast and derive as much benefit. So I'm sorry if you don't like the long videos, but good for you for sticking it through, for doing the work, for making time for yourself, for saying, screw you, capitalism, I do what I want. I will not be guilted into opting out of my self-care. Sometimes it doesn't feel like self-care doing this work. Sometimes it feels like torture. So proud of you for showing up, whatever your response to the work is. When you're ready, pause and explore. You might inch down a little bit. You're looking for that stickiest spot again. For me, it's a little higher on my right forearm than it was on my left forearm. Stick your thumbs out to the side and we'll drop them down towards the earth. Remember, this is that rotation aspect. Your forearm is still pressing down. The thumbs are pointing down to the earth. And then coming back through center. Down towards the mat. Back to center. Let's do a few more. Ooh, my palms are sweaty. I'm always sweaty, you know that. And back through center. Hey, cat. Down to the earth. And back to center. One more time, down to the earth. And back to center. Easing off. You can roll your wrists out a few times. Just notice how that motion feels. Ooh, feel kind of like one of those signs by car dealerships. Open and close your fingertips a few times. Not quite those firework drills I make you do for forearm strength. We'll do those in another video. And then maybe you try that little slide and glide, check in, grab onto your right forearm, see how much your skin slides around. Try on your left forearm. Maybe it's the same, maybe it's different, maybe you perceive no difference at all. That's okay too. I want you to take a deep, full breath in and let it go. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.